A House That's Divided Can't Stand, Domestic Terrorism and America's Implosion by Jihad Zenith, The Cracks in the Foundation. For generations, America claimed to be a beacon of freedom, a guardian of democracy, and a fortress against tyranny. Yet today the nation trembles not from foreign bombs but from enemies within. Domestic terrorism, inflamed by radical ideologies, fractured politics, and relentless hatred, has become the accelerant in a country already burning. The Bible's wisdom rings true. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Matthew 12:25. America's house is visibly cracking, and rivals abroad may simply be waiting for the moment it collapses under the weight of its own division. The internal war. The FBI warns that America's gravest threat comes not from overseas but from within. Lone actors, radicalized online anti-government militias, and white supremacist extremists have carried out the majority of deadly attacks since 9/11. From the Oklahoma City bombing to Charleston's Black Church massacre, from Pittsburgh's synagogue killings to El Paso's Walmart shooting, the blood on American soil has often been spilled by Americans themselves. Left-wing militancy, though smaller in today's numbers, continues in bursts of anarchist violence and Antifa-affiliated protests, echoing the violent underground groups of the past like the Weather Underground and the May 19th Communist Organization. Violence now extends beyond ideology. Conspiracy theories, political rage, and deep resentment toward authority push citizens against one another. Federal courthouses have been attacked, police ambushed, and elected officials targeted. Even Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has become a flashpoint. Protesters have firebombed detention centers while ICE agents face accusations of brutality and abuse. The cycle of hate is unrelenting. The nation is at war with itself, each faction convinced that the other is the real enemy of America. Numbers that don't lie. Between 2010 and 2021, the Government Accountability Office documented more than 230 domestic terrorism incidents. Roughly a third were racially or ethnically motivated, another third were anti-government or anti-authority. Hate crimes reached their highest point on record in 2022 with more than 11,600 cases. These are not sterile statistics, they are shattered communities, synagogues desecrated, mosques vandalized, black churches burned, and immigrants gunned down while shopping. Hate organizations amplify the damage. The Ku Klux Klan, Adam Waffen Division, Oath Keepers, Boogaloo adherents, and sovereign citizen movements spread propaganda, train followers, and inspire violence. Online recruitment, coded messages, and glossy flyers push hatred into new generations. On the other side, anti-police and anti-ICE movements, while driven by real grievances, sometimes erupt into violence that leaves cities smoldering. Protests that begin with chants and placards too often end with shattered glass and fire in the streets. This is not random unrest, it is a systemic tearing apart of the national fabric. The enemies at the gate. While Americans fight one another, adversaries abroad take note. China, Russia, Iran, and others exploit division with cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and military maneuvers that challenge America's global reach. They know a nation consumed by internal strife cannot stand strong against foreign threats. A house on fire from within cannot lock the doors against wolves circling outside. The implosion of empires. History testifies that empires collapse not only from external blows but from inner decay. Rome fell after corruption hollowed its strength. The Soviet Union imploded when distrust and repression fractured its foundation. America now teeters at that edge. Every hate crime is a crack in the wall. Every mass shooting widens the fracture. Every protest that spirals into chaos shakes the beams of the house. When federal officers clash violently with citizens and citizens return violence to the state, the very roof begins to collapse. Conclusion: a warning unheeded. Domestic terrorism is more than bombs or bullets. It is the slow unraveling of the national fabric. Neighbors view each other as enemies. Political parties treat rivals as traitors. Radicals see only targets, not human beings. Each hate crime, each riot, each violent act widens the fault lines. And while America devours itself, foreign powers sharpen their knives. Unless the nation finds the courage to heal its divisions, it risks fulfilling the prophecy it pretends to reject. A house divided cannot stand.